Hey there, and welcome to the Out to HQ. This is a channel where you get to learn how to do anything on many digital platforms. Okay, today we are going to be checking out how to maximize your Google Calendar. So, for most people, especially iPhone users, are used to just using the calendar on their phones, but your Google Calendar can be used to do way much more than you can imagine. So, I'm just going to walk you through that today. If you do not have the Google Calendar app, please download it and let's get right into your business. Okay, so open the Google Calendar app, and this is what it looks like from the get go. Now, let me add that this video might be a little bit lengthy because I'm just going to walk you through how I use my own app. But I use the Google Calendar to organize my day tasks, reminders, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. So let's go to the top left side of the screen, where the three lines are, and you can see what the layout usually is like. You can check out what your calendar looks like in a day, in 3 days, in a week, or in a month. So for me, this is what my calendar looks like in a month. I don't have a lot of things scheduled in it at the moment, just particular things that have been there for quite a number of years, but this is what it looks like every month. And it's pretty basic, but when you fill it up, it looks a lot more beautiful. And now you can use the search button to search out meetings that you have. I have this executive meeting that I have bi-weekly, and every time I search out the executive meeting, I would see how often I have it for, right? And it's just pretty easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. And yeah, if you click on it, it's just going to show you what the details of that meeting are and how you can mess around with it a little bit. Now you can play around with the formats to see however you want to view your calendar, whether it's 3 days or a week or a month. And you can also, decide whether you want to be able to set events, tasks, or reminders with whichever of your Google accounts you have connected to your Google Calendar. You can connect as many Gmail accounts as possible. Now we are going to go to the bottom right corner of the screen. You can see reminders, tasks, and events. And we are going to start out with reminders. We're going to set a reminder today. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. Whatever the task or whatever reminder you're trying to do. Today I'm going to set a reminder to post a YouTube video. Now you can see that um, I have connected it to just one Google account, so you can always check to make sure you connected it to the right account. Now, if you want it to show all day, you can just put all day, but that's never really effective for me. I prefer to pick a particular day and a particular time. So I'm going to go with Thursday, the 6th of July, for okay, no, the 8th of July. Let's say the 8th of July for 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. That way I can get it to pop up at a particular time rather than just pop up all day. I know the time I want to post on YouTube, so it just works for me. I also do not want this to repeat because it's a one-off reminder. And if I want it to repeat, that I post on YouTube maybe every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, I am just going to click on does not repeat and pick how often I want it to repeat itself: every day, every week, every month, every year, every or custom. So I want every week, so we're going to go with that, and we are just going to save it. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up so that people who need to see this video would get the video, and YouTube will also recommend it to them. And now you can see that on my page, on my calendar, for 4 p.m. on Saturdays. It's pretty easy, and let's go and create a task now. This is also just as simple, and doesn't stress you out so much. Okay, so for this task, I'm going to be editing a client novel. These are just makeup tasks, so please do not take them seriously. So I'm going to be editing a client novel, and as you can see, this task is directly connected to my Gmail account, which I feel like you are all very familiar with at the moment. uh yeah, and you can add details such that when the reminder comes up, you can easily get some particular information that you need to probably just so you up to get the job done. So here we have client has closed deadline, this is urgent. Okay, simple and straight to the point. And when the reminder comes up, you're going to see it and it's going to be effective. So I'm going to set it for, a date that suits me. If I want it to show all day, you're just going to have to go with it showing up all day. But I would also have to pick the date, and I'm going with Friday, the 7th of July. I can also pick if it does or does not repeat. Now, because this is a 1 day task, I do not need it to repeat itself. It's just for 1 day, it's a one off task. So I don't need it to repeat itself. And with this, we can just save that, and you can see it right on top of the calendar rather than it being attached to a time, because it's an all day task. It just sits right on top of the calendar. Now let's go and create an event. Now this is my favorite thing, and this is one of the things that I personally use my Google Calendar to do. Okay. We are going to be creating an event, a reminder for an event, or setting an event into our calendar, and that's going to be a board of directors meeting. Okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be a board of directors meeting. Um and it's not going to be all day, of course. Let's imagine that this is a real meeting. We'll do it on a Monday, and it'll probably be about 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m. Now, if this is an event where you'll be adding other people, it's not just you that's about to set an event in your calendar. It's very important that you put the exact amount of time, and you can also set the time zone by clicking on the time zone you see on your screen. There are different options here, and I'm just going to go with West African Standard Time. Now, you can also decide whether or not this event repeats itself. And since the board of directors meeting, let's just assume that it happens every month, right? So I am going to go with every month, and that is it. Then you can see that it's connected to my Gmail account, and you can add guests. Now, you adding guests means that they are going to get invited. Okay. And all the email accounts that are connected to your Gmail will automatically pop up when you start adding it. So I'm going to add my friend, right occupied at gmail.com, and I'm just going to add that, and I could add anyone else that I want to. I can also choose whether the guests can add others. In other words, they can give access to this event to other people, or if they are not allowed to, I just have to put off the toggle button or put it back on. For this, I think they can add other people. It's a board of directors meeting. They might want to add their assistants and stuff. And that's that. Also, automatically Google Calendar creates a Google Meet for every event for you. Now, if you do not need a Google Meet event, a Google Meet link, in case you already have a Zoom link, or you just have something else that you're using, you can just turn it off. Okay. Or if it's a physical meeting, you can just turn it off. So for this, we are going to be setting up a physical meeting and adding a location instead. So we'll click add location, and let's do the Burj Khalifa, because it's a board of directors meeting. So you just type Burj and you see the Burj Khalifa there. Click on it, or click on whatever location you are actually working with, and whenever the people that connect to this event to see the reminder, they would be directed to the location. Now you can add notifications automatically. Google Calendar adds 30 minutes before notifications, right? But just click on add another notification, and then you can go on to add other notifications. You can do for 10 minutes, you can do for 20 minutes. I want to do for more than that, so you can do for maybe 20 hours before. You can do for 1 day before. So I'm going to do for 1 day before here, and I'm going to make it pop up as an email. It's going to be an email, so they're going to get it 24 hours before the time of the meeting. I can also cause them to, if the meeting is by 9 in the morning, and I can get them to see an email by 9 p.m. the night before, just so they do not forget. I can do that. So I'll do for that's 12 hours before. I'm going to do for 12 hours before, but make it pop up as a notification rather than letting it pop up as an email notification, because you're just going to be about going to sleep, and I do not want them to forget. So you can be very intentional with this. So I just did 10 hours before, and yeah, you can be very intentional with this. Walk around it whatever way you want to. And then we have default colors. Now I play around with this a lot on my personal account, on my personal Google Calendar, and You can use whatever colors that you associate with whatever tasks. If you have colors that you prefer to associate with fun or with family or with work, time sensitive issues, things you're actually not interested in but you have to attend, you can just mess around with that. Okay, it shouldn't stress you out so much. For me, I like to mess around with it, and for this I'll just go with sage. I'm just gonna go with sage because it's a pretty cool color. um and then we can add description. If you have information that the people that you're adding or concerning the meeting, that the people you're adding have to know, or information that you have to know before you join the meeting, you can just write something there for them so that it pops up every time they get a reminder, or it pops up when the alert for the meeting begins, right? Okay, say something like, please do not forget to come with your documents or something of the sort. Also, if there's a document you need to attach, you can just do that here. Make an attachment. I'm going to be attaching a picture from Pexels. um if you are still here, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There's also a video coming up on how you can get access to free videos and pictures on apps, on softwares, such as Pexels. So I'm going to be having a video for Pexels up soon, most likely the moment that you're seeing this video, so you want to check that out. So I have attached that here, and you know you can choose. If you click calendar default, you can find out, you can decide if you want your calendar to be visible to the public or made private, and all of that. I prefer calendar default. And you can also see cost that event to show publicly as either available or busy. But this is a meeting where I would be busy. I'm not catching fun, neither am I going to the park with some kids or something like that. So yeah, it's a serious meeting, and I'm going to make that show as busy. These are not features I use a lot, the last two, but they're pretty cool. So once you click on save, because you've attached the document, it would pop up this notification and you can just click on continue. There we go. You can see it on your calendar, and that was just a notification for the reminder, a notification asking if the ride or keep riding at gmail.com is going to be interested in um accepting the invites to this event, right? So we're going to go there in a bit, but you can just see how the layout looks like and how fun it can be. You can mess around with colors and make it look whatever way you want it to look. Now let's go on to check the email we got from Google Calendar. So it's titled invitation board of directors meeting at, and you can see it here, monthly from 8 a.m to 10 a.m, on day 10 of the month. It says the time, it says the date, it says the location, Burj Khalifa. The organizer puts the email address there, and all the invitees are also listed. So you can click yes or no or maybe. Yes meaning that you accept the invite, no meaning you do not accept the invite, and maybe meaning you may or may not accept the invite. You can also open it directly in your calendar, and technically let that be the end of the entire thing. You can also see the attachments at the bottom of the screen at the moment, and you can click on it to see what's going on there. If you click on the location, it will also take you directly to Google Maps. And that's about it. We can go back to Google Calendar now, but that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments or additions on what you use Google Calendar for, please make sure you say it in the comments. Also, make sure you give us a thumbs up, because why not? You giving a thumbs up means that suggests to YouTube that this video deserves watching. See you next time. God bless.